Welcome to the Game Week 14 team selection. With midweek games coming up for Game Week 14, 2 early transfers are in our plans. Game Week 14 marks the start of a fixture shift for Chelsea, which will see them host Swansea, Newcastle and Southampton during the next 5 game weeks. The away trip to Arsenal in Game Week 22 looks to be their only tough fixture, at least on paper, over the next 14 game weeks, so bringing Chelsea players into our team will be the priority. Romelu Lukaku has scored just once in his last 6 Premier League games, so he makes way for the more informed Alvaro Morata. Southampton have struggled for form all season, and with fixtures toughening up for them, Cedric Soares will make way for Chelsea wingback Marcos Alonso. Here's how the team will likely shape up for Game Week 14. Burnley have kept clean sheets against the likes of Newcastle, Southampton and Swansea in recent weeks, so Nick Pope and Ben Mee will both line up ahead of the trip to Bournemouth. Only the 2 Manchester clubs have conceded fewer goals than Burnley this season. Mustafi and Alonso complete the defence ahead of their home fixtures against Huddersfield and Swansea. Swansea have scored just 7 goals this season, fewer than every other Premier League team. The midfield is unchanged from last game week, with Raheem Sterling potentially at risk of rotation for Man City's home game against Southampton, after having started against Huddersfield last weekend. Christian Eriksen is a player likely to be sold as soon as there's a free transfer available, having failed to produce attacking returns during the last 5 game weeks. Spurs have struggled for form and goals at Wembley this season, so maybe an away trip to Leicester will be an advantage. No midfielder has taken more than Eriksen's 9 shots on target during away games this season. Mohamed Salah scored his 10th Premier League goal of the season during the draw with Chelsea, and is currently the league's top goal scorer, leading Harry Kane by 1 goal. No player has taken more shots on target than the Liverpool midfielder this season, so he's likely to be their main threat once again when they travel to Stoke in Game Week 14. Alvaro Morata comes into the team for Game Week 14, ahead of the home fixture against Swansea. Antonio Conte has suggested managing Morata's minutes over the busy schedule, which is a minor concern from a fantasy perspective, but it's hard to ignore the joint highest scoring forward in the game, with the run of fixtures Chelsea have to come. His tally of 6 shots on target during the last 4 game weeks is on par with Harry Kane, and no other forward has managed more. Speaking of the Spurs forward, he's the man who'll partner Morata in our attack for Game Week 14, ahead of the away trip to Leicester. Despite his struggles during home games this season, Kane has returned double figures in away games against Everton, West Ham and Huddersfield already, and no forward has taken more shots on target than the Spurs man this season. Chelsea assets should prove to be popular captaincy options in Game Week 14, ahead of the home fixture against Swansea, especially for those with the in-form Eden Hazard in their team. Mo Salah has earned his status as a strong captaincy option too, and will be another player to watch ahead of Liverpool's trip to Stoke. But Harry Kane takes the armband for the FPLtips team once again, after getting back to scoring ways in the Premier League during the 1-1 draw with West Brom last weekend. Follow FPLtips on Twitter to be notified of any updates to the team in advance of the Game Week deadline.